does $100 get you in Singapore versus Japan? You must be thinking, of course Japan much cheaper lah. But did you know that things are getting really expensive in Japan too? Oh my gosh, what, a rice ball costs this much now? The result may shock you. Which country is more worth it? Let's find out. Alright, let's start from eating. So I'm going to compare the price of everyday meals in Japan versus Singapore. You know, the type of meal you will eat on weekdays for lunch. So Singapore has amazing hawker centers, but unfortunately Japan does not have something equivalent. But don't worry, we are now at Kanda, which is one of the most salaryman dense cities in whole of Tokyo, and there are plenty of good and affordable food here. Let's see what we can get. There's Tenka Ippin, an extremely popular ramen chain from Kyoto. Ramen with rice for 1,090 yen. Another popular ramen, and right next to it, another ramen place. Really, Tokyo is ramen heaven. There's also yakiniku-like. It's a solo yakiniku restaurant. More ramen, and this is a tsukemen chain, but still, it's not bad, you know, the flavor. Only costs 930 yen. By the way, we came to a popular Shotengai, which is a shopping arcade. This place is packed if you come on a weekday lunchtime, but I came on a Sunday, so not many people. So this is kind of like the reality of Japan. Most food options are beef bowl, ramen, and of course we can't eat that every day. So what I used to do is to find izakaya. And what's cool, often izakaya have lunch meals and they're very good price. For example, this one, see, they have lunch menu as well. The price is good too. Karaage teishoku for 814 yen. Oh, look what I found. This is one of the most underrated Chinese chain among foreigners, Hidakaya, and it's extremely cheap. Check it out, ramen for 420 yen, and their gyoza 6 for 300 yen, and an appetizer set for 370 yen. Beer only 390. So you can essentially drink a pint of beer with some food for less than 800 yen, which is 7 Singapore dollars. And this is why there are so many alcoholics in Japan. So I got the ramen gyoza set and I am shocked at the price. You guys try to guess how much this costs. I know it's so good for the price. Of course, it doesn't taste unbelievably amazing, but it's still good. And the gyoza? It's perfect. It's so delicious. So that only cost me 700 yen. How do they even do that? I think if this was Singapore, it will be close to $20, which is more than triple the price. You might be wondering how much another standard meal costs in Japan. So I just had a lunch set at one of my favorite gyoza chains. It's called Gyoza no Osho. Their gyoza are really good. It's one of my favorite, not really known among foreigners. My lunch set was only 1,200 yen, which is about 10 Singapore dollars. Pretty affordable compared to Singapore, maybe half price. And the best part, price is all inclusive. So this is one of the culture shocks I got in Singapore. You're gonna have to pay service fee and GST separately for most Singaporean restaurants. And just like that, with Revolut, I can send money instantly to my mom without any fees. If you don't know, Revolut is an app that helps you spend, send, and save smarter. As I introduced in my previous videos, you can hold up to 30 plus currencies and spend and send money to over 100 countries. So the money sending function kind of works like PayNow, but PayNow only works in Singapore. Revolut works everywhere. Whether your families and friends are in Japan, Malaysia, Australia, United States, or anywhere else, you can still send money instantly and free among Revolut users. I asked mom to download because it's convenient, it's free, and it grants her cashback, which you can get too. So the first 200 signups using my link in the video description or the QR code here will receive 50 Singapore dollar cashback.
Awesome.
Crazy, right? This is insane. So all you have to do is to download using my link and just spend $1 using Revolut, and then you'll get the cashback. How amazing is that? But again, it only applies to the first 200 signups, so do check it out before it's over. All right, now I will do a really cool transition. Watch. How was it? Pretty cool, right? Did you ever see a transition like that on YouTube? Not many can do it, you know, because it's very... ということで、ラオパサっていうホーカーセンターに来ました。A hawker center is where the locals eat their everyday meal. It's affordable, it's diverse, and it's delicious. All right, let's go inside. And this hawker center is actually one of the most expensive due to the prime location, but because I covered an everyday meal at Tokyo's prime location, to make a fair comparison, I had to come here. This hawker center is touristy, but it's really beautiful. I can also feel the heritage A noodle costs $5.90, prawn noodle $6.80, a kebab roll $7.90, biryani set $13.50. Oh my god, $2 for this? That's so cheap. で地元民流の楽しみ方は好きな屋台で買った後に飲み物屋台で飲み物を買います。Right, so I got lecha for $6.20 and sugarcane juice with lemon for $3.10. Let's start from the sugarcane juice. Cheers! My favorite local drink. However, this costs about 360 Japanese yen. And I can probably get a beef bowl for the same dollar. So I wanted to get something impossible to find in Japan, and that is lecha. お茶のスープと一緒に食べるすごい変わったご飯料理なんですよ。I like to start with the soup. Oh yeah, very, very herby. Or maybe I should say grassy. Yeah, it's almost grassy. And I can tell this style is more on the traditional side. Okay, next up the rice. Love lecha. It feels healthy, plenty of vegetables with different textures. It's just so fun to eat, you know, all the crunch. And with the tea soup, the flavor gets very complex. So the total cost of my lunch set is $9.30, which I feel is surprisingly affordable for the location. Again, we are at CBD, and I would say if you're eating at a hawker center, like below $10, maybe like 5 to 10 is what people typically spend, which is surprisingly similar to Japan. I feel like people in Tokyo also, they try to keep their lunch between like 500 yen to maybe 1500 yen, so $4 to $13, but the price difference becomes huge at restaurant. Restaurant prices in Singapore, you can compete with Europe and Australia. Heck, Australia is probably cheaper than Singapore. But what's great is that Singapore has the affordable option. Hawker centers. Imagine Singapore without hawker centers. That's like a nightmare. So which country is more worth it? My conclusion is that if your budget is low, Singapore wins. Just because Singapore has hawker food. Again, it's affordable, it's diverse, you never get tired of it. Whereas in Japan, when your budget is not much, the option is very limited. However, if you're talking about restaurants, higher end, Japan is definitely more worth it. Next up, konbini. Singapore's konbini culture is not as prominent as Japan's, but there are actually a lot of them, especially 7-Eleven. All right, let's go inside. Instantly greeted with ready-made food. Curry chicken, $3. Isa looks sad. Wow, this is so cool. You can make your own smoothie. I think that's kale and pineapple. I think banana. This is the price of coffee. You know, I'm used to the konbini coffee price in Japan. It's only 120 yen. So whenever I travel or come back to Singapore, I get stressed. Japan coffee, why so cheap? で、やばいのこっからですよ。These normal drinks are super pricey in Singapore. $3.50 for this and that. Japan, this will cost maybe 150 yen, so costs more than triple in Singapore. And this is the microwavable food and some sandwich. One sandwich for $4.30. Oh, let's check out chips. I love chips. $4. I don't like chips anymore. Okay, let's see how this works. Oh, okay, wow, cool. They put inside. Oh, it closed. Okay, SG Konbini, let's see how good you are. So everything I got here was $7.90. The drink $1.30, smoothie $4.50, the chips $2.10. First impression, not cheap at all. I feel depressed almost. でも意外となぜかね、たまにセールやってて、これとか$1.30なんで安いです。Alright, starting off from the smoothie. This only has pineapple and spinach inside, and that mystery sauce from that machine. It's probably healthy, but not so good. Some kind of mysterious herby drink. I bought it because it was cheap. Gosh, that's herby. And I can't believe this is no sugar because it's sweet. You know, it's sweet from the herbs. And I also wanted to get local chips for comparison. $2.10 for this. And I think it will cost half the price if you get it at a supermarket. But I think this is the thing, you know, in Singapore, convenience stores are expensive because they are convenient. They charge premium for being convenient, which is the same for Japan too, but somehow Japanese konbini is so darn cheap. But I heard Japan's konbini scene is changing. Things are very expensive now. All right, now to Japan. Alright, back to Tokyo. So I heard food in konbini is getting really expensive, especially the rice ball. That's kind of shocking to me because I've always known them to be very cheap. I remember a basic one like salmon inside. It used to cost around 130 yen. But how much does it cost in 2025? Let's find out. Let's start from the bento. For me, 7-Eleven has the best bento. Not Family Mart, not Lawson, 7-Eleven. This oyakodon looks amazing, only costs 594 yen. I'm sorry, but this probably tastes better than most foreign restaurants' oyakodon. This ramen's 500 yen. Alright, let's check out the onigiri. Okay, it's all over there. I want to look for a basic. Oh my gosh! What? A rice ball costs this much now? The basic salmon onigiri costs 213 yen. This is shocking. Inflation is real. Honestly, if I'm getting like 2 of that for lunch, I would rather get like a gratin for almost the same price. I'm getting this, some meat gravy over chahan. This one costs 645 yen. I'm also getting this sesame ball with pumpkin inside. This is 192 yen. I always love coming to the ice cream section and check this out. Looks delicious. Pistachio ice cream. Okay, let's get this. The total was about 1,140 yen, so it still feels like a great deal, although prices have gone a lot, especially rice. I'm really excited about this. But 300 yen is not cheap in Japan standards. Looks promising. Wow, the natural pistachio flavor is so strong. It's so sweet and nutty. If you love pistachio, definitely give this a shot. It will not disappoint you. Delicious. Next, the sesame ball. This one's just okay. It's not bad, but the flavor is very light. But I love how it's not too sweet. So which one's more worth it? SG versus Japan? I think it's pretty obvious Japan. Okay, time to board the train in both countries. And we are starting out from Japan. We are now at a service apartment in Meguro, Tokyo. It's called Sumi and they kindly offered us a stay. Sumi provides monthly furnished rentals in Tokyo. It's really beautifully furnished. The location is wonderful as well. We have a lunch planned at Tokyo Station, so let's see how much it costs to get there. Alright, time to board the train. There's so many people, but it's so quiet. Alright, we have successfully made it to Tokyo Station. So the train ride was 19 minutes and it only cost me 208 yen. Which is quite affordable, right? But it's only cheap because I only took the JR line. So Japan, different from Singapore, there are numerous train companies. So if you transit between different train companies, the train fare can easily double. Yes, enjoying lunch with my friends. What do you miss most about Singapore?
Bakte.
Chicken rice.
Alright, let's transport to Singapore.
What the heck was that?
Hey, please don't disturb the video. If you do this, you can transport to Singapore. You want to do?
Maybe, yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bang. Hey, where are my friends? I think they transported somewhere else because they didn't do it correctly. So Singapore's transportation is extremely affordable considering how developed the country is. It only costs $247 from end of the country to the end. The journey takes 1 hour 40 minutes. So which country is more worth it? Hands down Singapore. If you board the train for 1 hour 40 minutes in Japan, it will cost about 1,000 yen and that's like 850 Singapore dollars. Okay, next up, groceries. Groceries are very expensive compared to Japan. 日本人は特にビビると思います。2-liter milk 670, orange juice 260, eggs 10 for 328, and pork only 246 grams for 489. Japan will be half price. 鶏肉もたった 270g で 400円超えます。But good news, not everything is expensive and there are actually cheaper things. And what's cheaper are the fruits. Orange 10 for 420, pear 5 for $4. Veggies also cheap. Carrots 2 packets for 180. Potatoes 120. Although I'm not sure if potatoes count as veggies. Apparently Americans think so. Alright, let's check out the chips. The bread's not bad at 97 cents. Let's get one. Local chips also not bad, 117 for this. But Doritos 535. Okay, I didn't really want anything, so I only got the bread. 97 cents, yes! なんでシンガポールこんな高いのですが、ほとんどが輸入だからです。The country is too small to actually make something, so everything is imported and hence expensive. I live here for 6 years, but I still get a huge shock at some items like cheese, milk, alcohol, of course. And I feel like that's one reason why everybody eats hawker food, because you don't have to prepare, it's affordable, it just makes sense. So how is it in Japan? You know the drill. This is so embarrassing. Genuinely regret doing this transition. Alright, welcome to Japan. I came to a popular supermarket chain called Tokyo Store. Let's see the grocery price in Tokyo. Immediately greeted by the fruits section. Banana, pretty much the same price as 280 yen for this because it comes from the same place, usually Philippines. This is where it gets crazy. One tiny grapefruit for 250 yen. Feels much more expensive compared to Singapore. And an apple for, oh my god, 240 yen per one. No, way too expensive. I cannot buy. These are expensive because these are made in Japan apples. They are branded. And you will hardly see Chinese apples compared to Singapore. And it's because the general consumers, they don't really feel safe consuming Chinese vegetables and fruits. I know it sounds funny because a lot of veggies and fruits are from China and Singapore, so the dynamic is pretty different. Bentos always delicious and very cheap, and a lot of side dishes you can buy. So a lot of working adults will buy this and cook their own rice so they don't have to spend so much time cooking and also save on cost. Shine muscat, oh, some are very cheap, 880 yen. Look at this. Right now we are at the veggie section. One lettuce for 215 yen, broccoli one for 214, 1/4 cabbage for 149. So I would say veggies aren't too expensive and they are all made in Japan, so very delicious. A lot of you might be screaming, but I love natto. These fermented beans are delicious. Alright, now we are at the meat section. This section excites me the most because it is so affordable compared to Singapore. A5 Wagyu for 1,400 yen only. This was 20% off, 783 yen. Are you kidding me? 200 grams of shabu shabu pork, only 400 yen. And also much more affordable, 279 yen for 10. Only 160 yen for this delicious looking snack. Water, 95 yen. This Japanese tuna, only 1,000 yen. I'm going crazy. And of course it's sashimi grade. Beer, only 237 yen. Let me get the big one for 308 yen. I also got 3 of this milk protein drink, each for 235 yen. Delicious, I always get this. Got even more ready-made food. The chicken teriyaki looks amazing. By the way, check out all the cashback I have acquired so far in this video. With a Revolut Metal card, you can get cashback up to 1.5% per transaction. And this is great because 1.5% cashback is pretty high in the industry and it adds up. It's basically free money every time you spend. And the best part, you can use that cashback to offset your daily expenses right away. Again, the first 200 signups using my link or the QR code will get 50 Singapore dollar cashback. Okay, my bill was 2,600 yen. Honestly, much more worth it compared to SC supermarkets. But there is one exception, and that's fruits. It's not just the price, the selection, the variety is much better in Singapore. Whereas everything else, I think Japan wins in terms of quality and cost efficiency. Oh, also incredibly difficult to find spices. So the diversity, Singapore also wins. Welcome to Ebisu in Tokyo. So behind me there's a mall and inside there's a very popular independent cafe. I heard great stories about it. Let's check out the price. Alright, this is the menu. This cafe is quite legit. There's blue coffee. Oh, small one for yen. And the pour over costs yen. Puro over no hot short. Ethiopia kudasai. Decafe latte hot. So this is everything we got. You try to guess the price. I ended up getting the pour over. This is the more expensive one. They use Ethiopia coffee bean. Cheers. Whoa, super aromatic. This is delicious and I think it's a great price for the quality. Got some toast as well. It's so delicious, so hearty. The interior is fantastic as well. Very casual, but has some poshness to it. Very modern and clean. Alright, the price reveal. My coffee only costs 800 yen. Amazing price for the quality. Guess how much is yours?
600.
550. Very good price, right? And the toast, 750. What a nice breakfast. Super satisfied. Onibus is another popular cafe at Nakameguro. This Guatemala coffee was 700 yen and it felt very affordable for the quality. I can imagine it costing close to double in Singapore. Welcome back to Singapore. So we came to Telok Ayer Street, and this street is filled with trendy independent cafes. Behind me is a super popular cafe called Plain Vanilla. Let's see how much it costs. Just get a flat white and one of this. Alright, my flat white and cupcake have arrived. The interior of this cafe is really beautiful. And I did not check the price because I am scared. Because I know cafes in Singapore are very expensive. But cheers, how's the flavor? It's not bad, it's nice. I love my latte art. Attacking this next, I wonder how much this costs. Because in Tokyo, this will be maximum about 600 yen. Cheers. A little sweet, but I love the spice. Like this cinnamon, perhaps even some cardamom. Alright, time for the price review. My flat white was $5.80 and my cupcake $5.40. The total $13.43 including tax and service. 高いは高いんだけど、なんかシンガポールだともうこれが普通なんですよね。So I wouldn't say it's too expensive or too cheap. Which country gives you more bang for your buck? For cafe, it's definitely Japan. So my flat white was $5.80 and for the same price, I can get a specialty coffee in a very nice cafe in Japan. But again, really enjoyed it. Nice interior. And I really like sitting and chilling at this area. So did I hit $100 in both countries? Okay, drum roll. Japan, this amount. Singapore, this amount. I mean, I knew Japan would be much more worth it due to the weak yen and SGD being stronger. But it is shocking that a lot of things are also getting really expensive, like the konbini food. And some things are even cheaper in Singapore, like fruits and everyday food. Again, don't forget to sign up to Revolut. Again, all you have to do is download the app and spend $1 and you get like free cashback. It's very simple. Don't waste this opportunity. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day, guys. Goodbye.